Weather for B&A Petroleum and Swift Current with multiple locations serving southern Saskatchewan for over 30 years. See B&A Petroleum for all your fuel and propane needs. Tonight, light snow and flurries in the area, 1 to 2 centimeters, and a low down to minus 13. Tomorrow, early flurries, then mostly sunny. We're falling to minus 17. Tomorrow night, clear. A low of minus 19. Looking at Sunday, mostly sunny, high of minus 12. Monday, partly sunny, high of minus 10. And Tuesday, partly sunny sky, afternoon flurries possible, and a high of minus 5. Currently in Regina, it is cloudy, minus 8, but it feels like minus 14.
B&A Petroleum is a southern Saskatchewan family-owned business that's there for you. They've been supporting their clients for over 30 years with locations in several communities throughout the southern part of the province. B&A Petroleum is available for all your bulk fuel and lubricant needs with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their Cardlock location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
Out on the prairies, the cattle have started their own hockey league. Problem is, between periods, they still need water, and no one's skating to the penalty box for a drink in minus 20 weather. That's where Keln Solar comes in. With solar livestock watering systems, you can drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no drama. So let the cows keep playing. You move the water. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome, Friday edition of the Sports Cage. One more day down here at Agribition, and it is a solo mission today for myself. We got Colson back at the studio, making sure things are running properly. Curtis and Ryan over here working hard. Thanks for taking time. And tidbit for you, it's a short show, only till 4:30, because then the Regina Pats are taking on the Portland Winterhawks. Pre-game show starting here on 620 CKRM at 4:30. Puck drop at 5 p.m. It's Black Friday in the States. We talked about this yesterday. It's big holiday time, American Thanksgiving. So there's tons of hockey going on. NHL, major, junior, college football is going on. There's just a lot of stuff. It is for Nelson Homes on Friday. You heard the big voice letting us know about that, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. So you can still participate, please, for the next hour and a half, because it is a solo mission, like I said. 936-6262, Prairie Land Rentals text line. If you have anything that you want to get off your chest. How about the Riders? The Riders, we had Seth Hundaby the other day signing, then Daniel Weeb yesterday, and then today, Eric Anderson. 13th overall, second-round pick in the 2025 draft, spent 6 collegiate seasons at the University of Western, offensive lineman. So the Riders sign him. So it's been a good week signing the collegiate studs for our Riders. On the program today, Shaun Kindopp from Agribition is going to come by. We're going to start that. We are going to talk to Eric Francis. I'm going to tell you it was a pre-tape, and Eric was in a very interesting spot for the pre-tape today. That's at about 3:30. We'll do that one, and then hour 2, Farhan Lalji will have our clutch performer and a whole lot more. As for curling, if you haven't heard, game 1 of the women's final at the Olympic trials in Halifax, Rachel Holman beat Christina Black 5-4 in game 1. They'll go game 2 again tomorrow. The men, 5:30 our time. Oh, sit back on a recliner tonight. Watch some curling. Brad Jacobs, Maddie Dunstone. Game 1 of their best of 3 at 5:30. So that's the curling rundown for you. Colson I don't know. I'd put you on the spot here, but can we do sprinkle of the day right now? Can we get sprinkle of the day action going early in the show for our friends at Sports Select? You can simply make your picks online now, generate your QR code, lock it in, and then you go to your Lotto Spot retailer. They scan the QR code. It's not exactly how it sounds, but they scan it, and you're good to go, unless you want to fill it out. Old school. Did I take a bath on my picks yesterday? Oh, mama. It wasn't a good one. I'm telling you that right now. But there is, like I said, there's a ton of action going on today, and there is NFL, but there's hockey. Toronto at Washington, the Jets in Carolina. I'm staying away from that action right there. Utah, Dallas tonight interests me. Let's go. You know what we'll do? We'll go football. Let's go to the football game tonight. There is an NFL game. They're just taking over. Yesterday there was 3. Today, I don't know. Colson, if you want to chime, it's tough to find. There's so much stuff going on when it comes to sports in the United States today. But tonight's NFL game, you'll find it if you navigate through. Man, so yesterday on my 3-gamer, I lost the Lions. I took the Lions outright. Then I hit the under on the second game, Dallas and KC. Dallas, big upset there. And then I think, like everybody, I had Baltimore. Cincinnati beats Baltimore last night. So my 2-game combo ticket was a wash. If I'm going to go just single up tonight, Chicago Bears, Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia. You know what? It's into the second quarter already. Can't even play that one. I'm an idiot. I thought it started at 4 our time. So I'm going to go back to the hockey, and if I'm going to do a parlay because there's so many games on tonight. I'll take Washington. Toronto tie. Go to overtime 390. Get crazy, and then I'll take Carolina at home over Winnipeg. Winnipeg's backup goalie. Winnipeg's in tough. I'd parlay those 2. Not a big one though, because I'm not trusting 3 of those teams on that ticket. So Toronto and Washington on Proline pay 390 for a tie to go to overtime. And then Carolina's 160 odds at home against the Jets. Sports Select looked at the futures too. We'll maybe talk more about that next week. Some of these future bets that you can play, unreal, sportselect.com. It's betting on the original. It must be 18 plus to play, cash in hand. And like I said, if you don't want to fill it out anymore at your local Lotto spot, you can just do it online, take your QR code in, and scan away. So more to come. Let's take our first break here. When we come back, Shaun Kindopp from Agribition will join us. It's a Sports Cage live from the show, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
Back to our regular spot, Pump Jacks Cathedral.
You know, I thought Pump Jacks was a kind of boot polish till last month.
What are you getting?
Kerwin's crispy ribs and a cold pint of local craft. Crispy, meaty, beautiful.
You had me at meaty.
Plus, we got live music on the weekends, big screens. This place is basically my second marriage.
And way cheaper than the first.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jacks Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
If your garage door is running a little rough, you don't need to be talked into something that you don't need.
Sir, what you need is the new gigantic-esque, voluminous, astronomical, ginormous, gargantuan, exquisite air garage.
Just call Busy Bee Doors, the local experts who have been in business for many, many doors. They can fix or replace any commercial or garage door.
Wait. With me, you get a little garage door keychain, please.
Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, do you want the next generation to know and care more about agriculture? Donate to the Acres for Education campaign by Agriculture in the Classroom Saskatchewan to help get students out of the classroom to experience agriculture. This year, every dollar donated will be matched up to $25,000 thanks to JGL, so your gift will make twice the difference. Donate at aitc.sk.ca/acres for education.
Sunday, you'll get the best. Hold on. It's not a one-day Sunday deal. Dutch's preseason program runs until December 12th. If you're into saving cash and free freight on the most innovative openers on the market, you need to call your Dutch rep today. He'll come right to the farm and work with you to select the right opener for your operation. With new innovations coming out yearly, you can count on your Dutch rep for the best advice on the newest technology for your drill. Visit DutchOpeners.com. Dutch Agriculture, on farm for you.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Here in Saskatchewan, your home and your farm aren't just assets, they're your life. And Shoreline Pipestone gets that. That's why they offer coverage built for the way you live. From your family home to the land that's been in your family for generations. Whether it's homeowners insurance or specialized farm policies, their local team makes sure you're protected from the unexpected. Visit insurelinepipestone.com or call 306-224-2155. Proudly protecting Saskatchewan homes, farms, and the people who make this province strong.
The name you know and trust has moved closer to you. Mainline Motors is now only 30 minutes away. The amazing deals and award-winning service is now at your doorstep. Mainline Motors, a proud Saskatchewan name for generations, is here to serve your every need with a huge selection of new and pre-owned with prices that won't be beat. Do your wallet a favor and call Southie Mainline today, 306-726-2060, or check us out online, southie-mainline.ca. Worth the drive every time. Guaranteed.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Bundle and save with Reliance Heath. Rent a new water heater and softener together and get $400 cash back. Call on Reliance Heath today.
All right, the Riders have signed Eric Anderson, offensive lineman, selected in the second round, 13th overall in the 2025 CFL draft. So he is added to Seth Hundeby, Daniel Weeb, who have signed this week. Western Hockey League right here on 620 CKRM. Pregame show at 4:30. The Pats are in Portland to take on the Winter Hawks, who are fourth in the West, 13-11 record. Prince Albert's in Brandon, Medicine Hat's in Saskatoon, Moose Jaw's in Lethbridge, Swift Current is up against the tough Everett Silvertips. SJ Kindersley's in the Flan. That is a good matchup right there. Humboldt and Estevan, 7 p.m. Weyburn's in La Ronge. Melville Millionaires, Battleford Stars, Nipawins at the Northern Lights Palace in Melfort. Prairie Junior Hockey League, Pilot Butte at the Regina Silver Foxes, 7:45. Actually, I think I play right after that at the Wick. Saskatchewan Male, U18, AAA, Estevan Bears are at the Tisdale Trojans, Saskatoon Blazers at the Yorkton Maulers, 7:30. And if you missed it, Canadian Olympic Curling Trials, Rachel Holman beat Christina Black 5-4 in Game 1. They go again tomorrow, and Jacobs Dunstone Game 1 is at 5:30 our time. National Hockey League, a whack of Canadian teams in action because it's Black Friday. Calgary, Florida just started. Ottawa, St. Louis also. Montreal's in Vegas. Vancouver's in San Jose. Toronto's visiting Washington, and Winnipeg travels into Carolina. National Football League, Chicago and Philly. They are currently playing, and at last check, I'll just check it right now, 10-3, Bears on top of the Eagles in the second quarter. That's for Reliance Heath Water Heater. Get in on the rental water heater, softener together deal right now. Get $400 cash back. Call on Reliance today. Joining me, there's no Western Pizza guest hotline tonight, but don't be afraid to grab Western Pizza tonight if you're heading home or heading to the show. If you're heading here, if you walked into the pizza, no one's going to frown upon you. You actually be a celebrity. Western Pizza, all the Greek favorites. Head honcho of this whole event, Shaun Kindopp's joining me. See, I even got you a standalone mic instead of the bootlegger airport thing that I got going on here.
Yeah, but hey, you talk about Western Pizza. Hey, you don't have to get it before the show, but if you came and had a couple paralyzers, you could get the pizza after. That's a pretty good combo.
Veteran move. This thing, buzzing, as we say. I think last year we were just talking, it was about minus 40 on Friday last year, because when that door opened, it was so cold. There was so much snow. This year, mind you, it's getting a little chilly again, and there's a sprinkling of snow out there. But the numbers have to be up with how the weather is.
Yeah, and we currently are up. You know, the Riders won the Grey Cup last week. Agribition's in town this week. Like, the Livers are taking a little bit of a beating, but, you know, Agribition comes once a year. And, yeah, it's full, it's busy, so we appreciate everyone's patience as they get to the grounds.
Can you check numbers, like, every day, like how they're scanning people in, or is that something that comes after, more accurate?
Every 2 hours from 9 to 5.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Rodeo started on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That was the free night.
Yeah.
Then yesterday, today, tomorrow. I've always known as tomorrow. We were talking about it. Croft Electric gave away 2 tickets yesterday. That Saturday show is the hottest thing. It's kind of like the thing to do in Regina, the party in the dirt. But first off, let's talk about the rodeo so far. Numbers, are you seeing them up? Kind of the same?
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. You know, people that, again, I got to give a shout out to the people that buy tickets, but we've been so busy with the rodeo. We set another Maple Leaf Circuit final attendance record last night as we almost sold out Thursday, which has never been done before. We had 600 people through the gate yesterday, which is unbelievable. So the momentum's definitely high heading into the final 2 days of Agribition. And tonight and tomorrow we're sold all the way out. So
secondary market is where people got to get tickets. You got to know somebody. You got to know a guy.
Yeah, and again, if you are on secondary market and you are trying to get tickets, just make sure it's through Ticketmaster. The last thing we want is someone to get scammed. Like,
that's a good point. Ticketmaster. The Grey Cup was here yesterday. Colson, do you have the video? I think we actually ripped it off from our friends at Just Bins. The cup was broken when I saw it online. You saw it yesterday. Is it in rough shape?
It's definitely seen better days. It's actually it's heavier than I thought it would be. But yeah,
really?
It was, we're just happy for the guys. We're in the same parking lot, so to be able to give them a bit of a platform, I wanted to give them a proper thank you and a proper congratulations. So super happy for everyone over there.
What did they do? Just come onto the dirt and?
Yeah, no, guys were great. Yeah, they came in a little bit early. We surprised all the bull riders and bullfighters, so the contestants got to come in, see it, take a picture, interact with some of the guys, and Coach Mace. So it was awesome. Then we wanted to send them out into the Brand Center and shoot off some fireworks and let them salute the crowd. It was great. It was then that paired with First Responders Night and some military appreciation. So it was a good night.
A new deal with the Maple Leaf Rodeo. Talk about that.
Yeah, the Maple Leaf Circuit Finals is very important to us, and it's professional rodeo. It's I'd argue it's some of the best entertainment in the city, especially in November. Like today and tomorrow are the best 2 days in Regina all year. I think it rivals Labor Day as much as I love our rider friends. Like it's incredible. We're having a lot of fun, but to be able to keep that in Regina for another 5 years is incredibly important.
Was there ever a doubt?
Yeah, there's a lot of different cities that do want it. So we've previously been doing 3-year deals. So we renegotiate every 2 years to try and keep it. We said enough's enough. We want to approach it from partners. So let's commit long term. We want it to be here. We've proven it can be here. We've proven we can do a great job. And we wanted a 5-year deal. Again, Regina, it belongs to Regina. Regina deserves this. So
we talked to Brady Whiteside yesterday. Female barrel racer and I'm going to forget the roping. Breakaway roping. It was such a cool interview because first time I've ever interviewed, I think, a barrel racer and breakaway roper. The females, the males, it's just the vibe, and you can see them walking around. Guys on the Wolf this morning, I got to give them a shout out. They were joking around. Like there's real cowboys in town, and then there's guys like me that are putting my shirt on yesterday and trying to. I don't want to get into the boots. So I was like, they kind of hurt. But these guys, and you talked about it, like they are pros. Like these are some of the best, female and males.
Yeah, we've got multiple people that are going to be heading to the NFR here on Sunday. So like there's some people who are competing to be best in the world. Like there's some phenomenal contestants on display, and it's been unreal. But they're athletes, man. Like if you get bucked off or you miss, you get $0. There's no money for missing. So you got to catch, you got to ride to win. So they're incredible, and they're incredible athletes and tough as nails.
What's your favorite event? Is it the Bulls?
I don't know. I actually don't mind saddle bronc. I don't mind tie down, but I love it all. I just love the atmosphere of rodeo. It's cocktails taste better at a rodeo as well. Like the vibes are high. It's awesome.
The entertainment factor, because last year you brought by the music guy, and I kind of went in, and once I was talking to him, like it's a production that you got to be on the ball. It's like you're not DJing your buddy's basement party or garage party. Like you got to be on point. And then it's also the clown out there. I think you brought the same clown back this year.
Yeah, and he's unbelievable. He's doing some of the biggest rodeos in the world right now. He's and just a genuine guy and a lot of fun. And we're happy to have him back. And again, he's American. He's up here on American Thanksgiving. He's away from his family. So we just appreciate Matt being here and all he does. And I think he's been a huge asset to our organization.
Matt Merritt, I think we talked to him and we had him on the news clips and all that. So you talked about the 5-year deal with the rodeo coming back, but just as a whole, the event, you're always trying to evolve. You're always trying to do some things better. Anything out of the ordinary that you're looking at for next year? Because you travel a lot too. You go to a lot of different places, a lot of different shows. You probably pluck a lot of different ideas.
Yeah, I think that we can do a better job of culinary. I want to try and highlight beef a little bit more. Maybe get in some red wine, a little bit more dining experience is a goal of mine for sure. We take it every year and make sure we put it on a hoist. We do it for the people of the community and for our livestock exhibitors. And we want to make sure that if you come to one, it's not the same as if you go next year. So we want to continue to tweak. Want to make sure that, again, if you're waiting in long lines and the lines are all the way up Sass Drive, that once you get in the building, you're having a lot of fun and seeing some value. But we also want to make sure our livestock exhibitors are doing deals and doing business as well as our trade show. And again, it's a long week to be here, so we want to make sure that people are driving revenue.
You mentioned it before you sat down, though, too. You kind of really want to reinforce that people can take public transit.
Yeah, parking is at a premium. We are putting a lot of people through the property, but so it's $30 at the gate. It's actually $20 if you ride the bus. There's no additional cost. It drops you off at the door, and whether you want to Uber home or take the bus back, there is nice and easy ways to get to the grounds to avoid some of the lineups. The Agribition Express, which is a city bus, where you do get the $20 tickets. It comes in a separate entrance, so you're in quicker. So there's definitely ways, and again, we definitely encourage people to take those and utilize them.
I know what I wanted to ask you. You go through some of the hockey rinks there, even in here, and then back there. How many exhibitors are actually here?
Yeah, so we had 426. Last year, we were super proud. We've never sold out our trade show fully since we have the ITC built. We sold out last year in November. This year we sold out a month and a half early, which is unbelievable. So again, people believe in what we're doing, but I think we're also, again, it's a testament to the people who are buying tickets and coming through and taking the time to walk through the trade shows. Again, without the traffic, people aren't seeing that value. So it's, again, we genuinely appreciate it.
That is unbelievable. And it's something else, man. Like this event, and I saw people, coming in. I think they were from Japan, and there's people from Germany.
Yeah, we had the High Commissioner from India here yesterday. Like it's been awesome.
What? How many different countries would be here? Like, because you travel a lot too. You were down in Mexico, kind of selling the show and all that. Like, how many actually people come here from different countries for the week?
So as of Tuesday morning, the people who had checked in, we had 42 countries represented on the property that checked in person. So it's verified. So it's humbling for sure.
How many rooms are used, do you think? Do you have a gauge on that?
Yeah, so we average 84% occupancy, and then through Thursday through Saturday, we run 91% occupancy throughout the entire city, it's a lot of rooms.
It's probably some spillover into Moose Jaw and sure. Bedroom communities. You'll pilgrim in out there on the highway. Well, thanks for doing this, man. It's quite amazing what you guys pull off here every year. Again, I think the weather this year is cooperating.
Mother Nature's definitely been less moody than other years, so we appreciate the friendliness this year.
So again, if you're going to the rodeo tonight, it's sold out. If you are looking secondary market, Ticketmaster, so you don't get scammed.
Yeah, we just want people to be cognizant. The last thing we want is for someone to buy a $100 or $200, $300 ticket on a secondary market and not be able to even get to step in. So again, just be cognizant. And next year again, we highly encourage people buy early. We want people to experience it, and we want. It's just awesome. And
can I give you my one idea?
Please.
Either with Play Now or Sports Select, one of the Saskatchewan. We need some gambling going on in that rodeo.
I don't disagree. I don't
love
just
it. I love the sports cage gambling minute.
20 makes everything a little bit more exciting.
Thanks for doing this, Shaun.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That's Shaun Kindopp with Agribition. It is quite the event if you've never been. We are streaming. We're live at Agribition through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and always on the mighty 620 CKRM.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Out here in southern Saskatchewan, the sun shows up for work every day. Might as well make it earn its keep. That's where Kelm Solar comes in. These folks travel all over the province helping people put solar on their homes, farms, and cabins. They're local guys, Sask-born, Sask-raised, and not going anywhere. Except, to your place. Now's the time to start planning for spring and summer 2026 bookings. Give Kelm Solar a call and they'll come show you your best options. Kelm Solar. They move the power so you don't have to. KelmSolar.com.
Here in Saskatchewan, your home and your farm aren't just assets, they're your life. And Shoreline Pipestone gets that. That's why they offer coverage built for the way you live. From your family home to the land that's been in your family for generations. Whether it's homeowners insurance or specialized farm policies, their local team makes sure you're protected from the unexpected. Visit insurelinepipestone.com or call 306-224-2155. Proudly protecting Saskatchewan homes, farms, and the people who make this province strong.
You've worked hard for years, but when you retire, do you know your options that truly fit you and your family? That's where Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, and the team at GP Financial Services and Aviso Wealth come in. They help you understand your choices, avoid costly mistakes, and build a retirement plan. Independent advice, local expertise. Before you make the next move, talk to Chad Reach, 306-584-2755.
Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc.
I still just don't understand it. It's like buying a jigsaw puzzle and only getting half the pieces. I'm Wood Country Woody, and I like things done right. That's why my garage package came from Wood Country. A Wood Country garage package contains everything you need right from the start, including appearance-grade lumber, all your nails and screws, and walk-in doors with cladded jambs. It's one and done right with Wood Country.
Your home is your castle.
In McLean, Estevan, and Tisdale, wood-country.com.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
The name you know and trust has moved closer to you. Mainline Motors is now only 30 minutes away. The amazing deals and award-winning service is now at your doorstep. Mainline Motors, a proud Saskatchewan name for generations, is here to serve your every need with a huge selection of new and pre-owned with prices that won't be beat. Do your wallet a favor and call Southie Mainline today, 306-726-2060, or check us out online, southeymainline.ca. Worth the drive every time, guaranteed.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262 for Prairie Land Rentals. Renting heaters, skid steers, and most power tools for all those winter jobs. And your official Husqvarna snow thrower dealer. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Welcome back to Sportscage. Get social with us. Follow us on X at Sportscage. Watch our video stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Some people texting in on the Prairie Land Rentals text line on this Friday, really giving it to me about my sprinkles yesterday. Yeah, I know. Do you know a lot of people out there that had Cincinnati beating Baltimore? And then if they did they have Dallas beating Kansas City? Come on. Don't lie to me. It's crazy. Right now, at halftime, the Chicago Bears lead the Philadelphia Eagles 10-3. What is going on? See, the short week, this Thanksgiving week, does weird things out there. I'll tell you that. There are a ton of NHL games underway. There's some that have wrapped up already, like the Lightning doubling the Red Wings 6-3. It was the Rangers 6-2 over the Bruins. End of the first, Wild, they're losing to the Avalanche 1-0. Phillies up 2-0 on the Islanders. Devils up 1-0 on Buffalo. As for the Canadian teams, here we go. The Canadiens, this would be a nice afternoon game to be at T-Mobile in Las Vegas, wouldn't it? Maybe go to a show tonight, take in, maybe play a little cards. Canadians up 1-0 on the Golden Knights, 5:23 left in the first. The Senators and Blues are tied 0-0, and the Calgary Flames and the Florida Panthers tied 2-2 with 7:48 left in the first period. We talked about it. We're down here thanks to Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers. Their booth 113 at the International Trade Center. You're selling land or you're selling equipment. They can do it all. They can do it both. Ritchie Brothers, rbauctions.com. But get this. They've had a busy December. Coming up, busy November. Coming up in December, 1,300 agriculture lots to bid on. So you're ready for spring 2026. 1,300 ag lots. They got the big sale coming up in Saskatoon in the coming weeks. So again, you can go visit them, 113 at the International Trade Center here, or rbauction.com. They love talking sports over there as well. Let's talk some hockey. Let's get into it with our NHL insider, Eric Francis.
Now for Inside the NHL with Eric Francis on the Sports Cage. Inside the NHL is brought to you by Sports Select. Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer.
All right, it'll pre-record today because the Flames are on the ice. Eric Francis is joining us from somewhere with palm trees. Here we go again. Let me guess, you're walking on a beach.
Yeah, and I apologize in advance. I mean, it's hardly professional, but if the sound of the waves crashing is just a little too loud, just let me know and I'll try to move a little further, my beach chair a little further away from the water.
I've never been to Miami in that area. When you're there, do you go to the elbow room? Where is the elbow room?
Well, that is very funny you ask. It is about 30 feet behind me. Yeah, it's right on the A1A, right on the waterfront. And it's exactly one block from my hotel, which is just a coincidence, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a pretty popular spot. The only downside to the elbow room, and for those who don't know, that's where the Stanley Cup celebration is kind of started and finished from the last 2 years here in Florida. It's cash only. Cash only. Imagine that. You don't see that very often. But
really?
When you come to Florida, you got to bring a lot of cash when you come to Florida.
Obviously, you picked that hotel for the convenient, this continental breakfast or something. It's not because of where it is.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. It's the cheapest hotel I could find. If anyone from sports that's listening, I just try to save the most amount of money for the corporation. It has nothing to do with proximity to the beach or the fact that every room comes with 2 free beach chairs on every stay.
A1A too. That's from the Vanilla. That's from Ice Ice Baby.
Do you know what? I never knew that. I mean, that's obviously one of the great songs of all time. We could have that argument, but I never knew what A1A Beach Rhyme Avenue or whatever, I never knew that was this street until I started coming here 5 or 6 years ago with regularity.
Okay, we're getting a lot of forehead. Maybe just tilt it down a bit because we are going to there. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were going to use the video. I didn't know you guys would catch me here in Florida.
Oh God! Now that you're walking on the beach, we got to use the video. Okay, let's go with the actual. While you're there, the hockey. How did that Tampa game go? I caught a bit of it. Wolf goaltending had an off night, and we talked going into it. It's like, the Tampa Bay Lightning are beat up. They could be primed for the picking. Not so much.
Oh my God! Like when you think about as bad a game could start, like when the team scores on their first shot of the game, the second shot of the game, and their fourth shot of the game, you're down 3-0 like 5 minutes in, it doesn't get any worse than that, especially when the backbone of your team and your franchise is your goalie, and he's the one getting lit up. So Wolf was out at the 5-minute mark of the first period, and obviously you're not coming back against a team full of Hall of Famers, including their goalie, Vasilevsky. So, yeah, it's night over, and it was right around that moment, right after 3 goals in and they're putting in their backup goalie, that's when Elliot Friedman decides to tweet out that it looks like, Craig Conroy's closing in on his contract extension, which I had written a couple days earlier, but nothing's official until Elliot says it's happening. But just the timing of it all, if you're a Flames fan, that little 5-minute window where you're getting beat up on in Florida, and then, then they announce your GM, and he's popular, and it's a good signing, and everybody's excited about it, but just the timing of it all just really angered a lot of people. And, we're back to, another couple of negative days here in Flamesland.
Don Maloney, public enemy number 1 in Calgary right now.
Yeah, the interviews I did with him they didn't go over that well. It just speaks to why they had to sign Conroy and why he's so valuable. And for any organization, really, the message has to come from someone that people like and or respect. Greg Conroy is a beloved player in the Calgary market, and also as a beloved, GM, has built up emotional equity with the fan base. And, he could say some of the same things Don did, but it wouldn't be met with the same sort of vitriol. So, Don Maloney hasn't really ever spoken in the couple of years he's been here as the director of the hockey program here. And I don't think you'll ever see him speak again. I think it went over like a lead balloon, and now they'll let Craig Conroy do the talking from now on.
Would he actually be in trouble at some point, or he's cemented in?
It's a great question. I mean, he's here to be the conduit between the ownership group and the management team and, the hockey department. So I think they probably still value him as a important, go-between between the two sides, passing on messages and whatever the case may be and directives. But I don't think, like I said, you don't ever see him speak again. And, in terms of the hockey side, I'm not sure just how much involvement he has on the day-to-day decisions. I just don't know the answer to that. I would assume it's left more to Craig Conroy to make those decisions.
Our NHL insider Eric Francis is joining us. A little pre-record here. He's walking on the beach in Miami, Florida. A little out of breath, I got to say.
Fort Lauderdale.
So far, you walked by about 3 volleyball games already in the background. I see that as well. Big volleyball country down there. Who would you rather be right now, the Flames or the Canucks?
I would say the Flames. I'm not trying to sound like a homer, but when I think of the Canucks, I just think of the fact that everything right now is pointing to the fact that they're about to lose their franchise player. Quinn Hughes is not staying there. It's been pretty clear for about a year or two that he's not. He wants to go play with his brothers, or at least anywhere other than Vancouver, I would assume. So the fact that they're kind of dead man walking, just waiting for him to leave. Like, it's different in Calgary where you're gonna lose Rasmus Anderson. Well, that's different. It's not Quinn Hughes. And Calgary already has some pillars in place as part of a rebuild they've already started. And so, nobody expected much from them this year. And I'm not saying people expected a lot from Vancouver, but they're not rebuilding right now. This is their team. And kind of the last thing is, the one thing that is very healthy in Calgary, for what it's worth, is the culture. Like, the boys on this team love being here, love playing in Calgary, and they love the group that they've got. I know it's not going that well right now, and who knows what the future holds, but there's a really strong culture in that dressing room. That dressing room in Vancouver is an absolute mess. That whole JT Miller versus Elias Pettersson thing was so ugly. I still think they traded the wrong guy. And that whole mess looms over that room, which is still in flux. So I definitely think there's a brighter future for the Flames in Vancouver.
When we run this, the Flames will just be starting. They'll be on the ice against the Florida Panthers. What are you interested to see from the Panthers and the 2-time Cup champs?
Well, I am interested in seeing Sam Bennett more than anything. Like, that's a guy who I think a lot of people look. The hot topic these days is, is Celebrini or Bedard, are they viable threats to make Team Canada? And the debate's already been going on for like 3 weeks. And I think a lot of people, when they pencil together their teams, are like, well, if one or both of those kids are coming in, they got to drop a center, and it's probably going to be Sam Bennett because he doesn't have many points at all this year. That would be a big mistake, I think, in thinking. And I don't think that the Team Canada brass are thinking the same way either. Sam Bennett was the MVP of the playoffs last year. Sam Bennett was one of the most important players in the Four Nations tournament. I think based on those two things alone, as long as he's not injured, I still think he's back on Team Canada this year. But again, we still have 6 weeks before that decision's made and a lot could happen. But I'm just interested to see how he's playing. I'm interested to talk to Paul Maurice after the game about how Bennett's playing. And, this is a team without Barkov and without Tkachuk. They're gonna get Tkachuk back. They're not getting Barkov back, but they're still rolling along, still playing well. Yeah, there's a lot of intriguing pieces. Marchand, there's a stat I think we're going to use in the broadcast. Marchand is on a pace this year, 1.18 points per game. He's 37 years of age. That puts him in like an elite company in the NHL in terms of point per game when you're 37 or older. Like the list includes Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Joe Sack. Like it's a who's who of the hockey world. So still producing, still pretty good. And is there any debate he's a Hall of Famer? I mean, love him or hate him, Brad Marchand's a Hall of Famer.
So how long will the drive be from Fort Lauderdale, where you are, to Sunrise to the game? I've never been in that area.
It's about 40 minutes. But sometimes they go in one of those pedal bikes, with the kegs on it and everything. It takes a whole lot longer. I don't have time for that today. But
you're saving that for Nashville.
Yeah, because that's like a 5-minute commute. Yeah, we'll save that for them.
I'm honestly thinking next year, if we're still in the same position we're doing this, on my own dime, I might come down to this road trip and do the Sports Cage on my own dime because we don't have any budget.
Dude, I think that'd be fantastic. I mean, like I said,
we won't have any fun.
No, but you got to make sure, like it's always got to be a perfect storm, right? You want to be here for a weekend. You don't want to be here on Monday night. You got to make sure you got at least a day off in between.
Buddy, I live in Regina. I'll take a Monday night in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, fair enough. Just remember to bring cash. That's all I'm saying. You can bunk in with me as long as you bring cash, brother.
It's not like those bars that used to be in Whitefish where they took Canadian at par, I take it.
No. No, you start throwing that stuff around, you might get a punch in the face.
All right, man. Have a lot of fun, and we'll be watching, then we'll catch up next week.
We'll catch up next week. We'll start planning that trip for next year. That'd be awesome, buddy.
Okay, see ya later.
Thanks,
There's
Bye.
our NHL insider, Eric Francis. Right on. So much fun. It's for Sports Select. Eric Francis. No shortage of things to wager on, Sports Select wise, over the next day and few days here with the holiday in the States. Sportselect.com. Every bet is 100% legal. Your chance of winning cash in hand, and you can just fill it out on your phone or your laptop, get the QR code, and they can scan it at a lot of spot retailer. These days, must be 18 years of age to play, and play responsibly. All right, let's take a quick break here. We'll update you on a few things when we come back with a sports ticker, and then I'll give you a little rundown of senior hockey in the area this weekend and whatnot, because we start our senior hockey report here on the Sports Cage next week. We are live at Agribition. We are streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM.
Listen weekdays at noon for Saskatchewan Today on CKRM with your host, Ryan Young, offering the most extensive agricultural news coverage with precision weather meteorologists in an industry that moves fast. Stay updated with the latest, most reliable information in ag news, crisis and trends, all in one place. Available anytime at SaskagToday.com. Saskag Today, your trusted source for all things agriculture. Sponsored by Affinity Credit Union on 620 CKRM.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Here in Saskatchewan, your home and your farm aren't just assets, they're your life. And Shoreline Pipestone gets that. That's why they offer coverage built for the way you live. From your family home to the land that's been in your family for generations. Whether it's homeowners insurance or specialized farm policies, their local team makes sure you're protected from the unexpected. Visit insurelinepipestone.com or call 306-224-2155. Proudly protecting Saskatchewan homes, farms, and the people who make this province strong.
Ready to raise your shower game? Rent a water heater and water softener together from Reliance Heath and turn every shower into a spa-worthy experience. Right now, when you rent a new water heater and water softener together, you'll get $400 back, sent by check after installation. Why settle for meh when you can upgrade your whole home's water and get big cashback savings? Don't miss out on this limited time offer.
Call on Reliance.
Call on Reliance Heath today.
Here comes Bill. Who's the guy with him?
You don't know him? That's Andrew, the opener guru from Dutch.
Guru, you say?
Yep. I saw your emergence last spring, and let's just say your openers looked tired. Their preseason program is on now. You should talk to him. We all know how cost-conscious you are.
Freaking Bill. Thinks he knows everything.
This season, get expert advice and save before the rush. Visit DutchOpeners.com. Dutch Agriculture, on farm for you.
Sask Lotteries has over 50 years of winning behind us. And you know what that means? Lots of winning numbers. Numbers like over 1,200 organizations funded and 12,000 plus groups supported. $6 million given away annually in community grants. And the winningest number of all? $1.4 billion given back to the people of Saskatchewan through sport, culture, and recreation. And we're just getting started. Learn more at sasklotteries.ca.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
The name you know and trust has moved closer to you. Mainline Motors is now only 30 minutes away. The amazing deals and award-winning service is now at your doorstep. Mainline Motors, a proud Saskatchewan name for generations, is here to serve your every need with a huge selection of new and pre-owned with prices that won't be beat. Do your wallet a favor and call Southie Mainline today, 306-726-2060, or check us out online, southie-mainline.ca. Worth the drive every time, guaranteed.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sports, Regina's locally owned one-stop hockey shop. Now with a price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street.
All right, the Riders signing another collegiate player, Eric Anderson, 6'6", 314, offensive lineman. He was selected by the Riders in the second round, 13th overall in the 2025 CFL draft. Signed today. Good news. We got hockey right here on the radio, 620 CKRM. The Pats are in Portland to take on the Winterhawks. Pre-game show starts at 4:30. The Portland Winterhawks are currently 4th in the West, 3-11 record. Other Saskatchewan teams, Prince Albert's and Brandon. The Blades welcome Medicine Hat, Moose Jaws in Lethbridge, and Swift Currents in Everett. SJHL. How about this tilt tonight at the Whitney Forum in the Flawn? The Bombers welcoming the Kindersley Clippers, two of the top teams in the league. Also, Humboldt's in Estevan. Weyburn travels into LA to take on the Ice Wolves. Melville's in the Battlefords, and Melfort plays host to Nipawin. Prairie Junior Hockey League, Pilot Butte Storm, Regina Silver Foxes, 7:45 at the Wick. Little U18 midget AAA in Tisdale. Estevan's in town. The Blazers travel in to Yorkton. Curling. Canadian Olympic Curling Trials, Rachel Holman beat Christina Black 5-4 in Game 1. She can wrap it up tomorrow with Game 2. Game 1 of the men's side goes at 5:30 our time. Brad Jacobs and Matt Dunstone. National Hockey League, currently on the ice right now. The Calgary Flames are taking on the Florida Panthers. And just let me update my screen here for you. It's 2-2, end of the first period. The Canucks and Sharks are tied 1-1. Senators and Blues tied at zeros. And the Montreal Canadiens are up on the Golden Knights 1-0. Black Friday sales right now at Extreme Hockey and Sport. 30% off hockey sticks. Hockey sticks aren't cheap. We all know that. It's they have umbrella marketing there as well. Other sales for Black Friday, all regular price sticks are 30% off, like I said. $50, $75, and $100 sticks in stock right now. Additional 10% off all other ticketed prices. And Yetis, 25% off Yeti cups and Yeti soft coolers. Extreme Hockey and Sport, home of the price match guarantee. They support local. They are local here in Regina. Okay, I teased it. We have our senior hockey report coming up starting next week. It's going to be brought to you by Croft Electric and Warren Steinley, MP for Regina Louvain. Usually done with the Monday Nooner guys, but I thought today I should give a little bit of give some love to the senior hockey loop out there as it is. We're getting into December. Things are good. Teams are going to start to finagle who's going provincials, who's teaming up with who. So around the area this weekend in the Quappelle Valley Highway Hockey League, the Lumsden Monarchs are undefeated. They play Balcarres in Lumsden Sunday night. The Bronx are coming on as of late. So that should be a good one Sunday night in the Valley. Prairie Men's Q-Pars undefeated Indian Head at Strasbourg tomorrow. Strasbourg's got a really nice canteen. Top 5 canteen I've been to in southern Saskatchewan in Strasbourg. Sask East Hockey, how about Esterhazy and Langenburg? They're undefeated. Tomorrow, the Warriors are home to Priestville. And tonight, Wapella travels to Esterhazy to try and shock the leaders. Wapella's needing more from their imports so far this season, I've been told. Kenora, they're trying to knock off Swan Valley in the Deep East tomorrow. Not a Q Hockey League. 2 undefeated teams there, Milestone and La Flèche. Milestone home to the Cornac Merchants at 8 p.m. tonight. The La Flèche boys travel to Radville tomorrow at 7:30. And then the Big Six, let's give some love there. Redvers and Moosomin, undefeated. Redvers is in Carlisle tonight, and Moosomin travels into Wawota. So there's some senior hockey love. If you haven't seen the Monday Nooner Senior Hockey Top 10 for the week as well, it's out there at Monday Nooner on all the socials. Keniston Blizzards, they've been number 1 for like the last 4 years. I don't know how many times. Foam Lakes, number 2. Lumsden, number 3. Redvers, number 4. Meadow Lake Broncos, undefeated up north. They're number 5. Esterhazy Flyers are number 6. The Edam 3 Stars, number 7. Loreburn 19ers, 8. Milestone Flyers, shifting leagues this year. Milestone's looking good in the Nautica. They're number 9. And the La Flèche Flyers are in the 10 spot of the Monday Nooner Senior Hockey Top 10. So there's some senior hockey love out there right now. Colson, do we have the video? I really want to look at that. Do we have the Grey Cup video from yesterday? He's saying 1 sec. Colson's dealing with some things today down at the Grey Cup has been on a tour. There's no doubt about it. We talked to Mitch Picton yesterday on the show, and he said they have been going as hard as it looks on social media, and one would expect after winning the franchise's 5th championship. Whenever you have it, Colson, let me know. That thing's been through a lot. Shaun Kindopp was in earlier, had an interview. I guess the Grey Cup was here at the rodeo yesterday, and he said it was a little bit on the rough side. So that's to be expected. Anyway, this video, I guess we don't have it. The top of the Grey Cup looks like it's hanging on by a thread. And Shaun said it's a heavier trophy than you would suspect. But yeah, it's hanging on the top of it. I'll try and find it maybe for the next half hour. Here it is. They're at it's on a pool table, and somebody grabs it, and yeah, it's pretty. There it is. There, if you're watching the stream, the top of it is. I don't know. You need to weld that on, solder some sort of rivets. But yeah, I wouldn't be grabbing the top of the Grey Cup. Tugging with guys. That's awesome. The boys are totally feeling it. Okay, so hour 2's coming up, but we're only here for a half hour because the Pats are going to take over. We're going to talk to Farhan Lalji, who is in Texas. He was at the game yesterday, Dallas and Kansas City. So we'll talk about that. I do have a really cool clutch performer that I want to get to, some ties to Bethune and the community of Bethune. We'll give you another curling update, some sports ticker action, and we'll go from there. We're live. If you hear the music in the background, we're at Agribition, little Garth Brooks right now. This is great. The atmosphere is awesome down here. If you're coming to the rodeo, remember public transit could be the way to go. Parking is tight. It's the Sportscage live from Agribition, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on the home of sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
We are the voice of Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
CKRM.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM News. Hospitals of Regina Foundation says Christian Flaman of Regina won the $1.7 million grand prize show home and $50,000 cash in the 2025 HRF Fall Home Lottery. Dino Sophocleus, president and CEO of the Hospitals Foundation, talked about the effort that goes into their Fall Home Lottery.
But we're very pleased. We're very pleased that this community continues to support our programs and this foundation. We are the only foundation in Regina that supports healthcare directly. And of course, this is not just about Regina, it's about Southern Saskatchewan.
Gerald Maidan of Regina claimed the 50-50 payout of $535,375. The early bird prize went to Dorianne Pillar of Balgony, and the loyalty prize went to Amanda Roden of Yorkton. All winners will get written notices and will appear online on December 12th. Saskatchewan's new childcare deal will see Ottawa spend $1.6 billion over 5 years to support $10 a day childcare. The province and Ottawa signed the deal on Friday after Premier Scott Moe announced it was coming earlier this week. Education Minister Everett Hindley says it's the best deal Saskatchewan was able to get.
I think that's, again, where it speaks to the flexibility that we now have in this new agreement, where we can target certain areas of the province where we might be hearing where there is a greater demand for childcare than perhaps other areas of Saskatchewan.
The new deal means children who turn 6 while still in care will be eligible for the program for the remainder of their school year. Regina police arrested 2 people after finding a stolen truck and an uncooperative driver in a business parking lot on McCarthy Boulevard North early yesterday. Officers were called around 7 a.m. for a possible impaired driver and found a man and a woman inside the truck. The man walked away but was arrested without trouble. Police say the truck had been reported stolen the day before. The 38-year-old woman refused to get out, and a police dog helped take her into custody. She faces theft-related charges. The Manitoba government is renewing its call for a national electricity grid that would move more power between provinces and territories and help Manitoba's exports. Premier Wap Kinew says it is a good time for the federal government to help build domestic energy transmission in an era of economic threats from the United States. He also says it would fit nicely with Ottawa's decision to help Alberta with a potential new oil pipeline.
There's a lot of people who are saying, good for the economy, but there's some Canadians saying, what about the environment? Perfect time for the federal government to sign on to this agreement alongside Ontario and us and say, you know what, we are still committed to growing the economy in ways that help the environment too.
Crown-owned Manitoba Hydro already exports power to some areas in Ontario, Saskatchewan, and some parts of the United States. And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Government House. The provincial government says an old-fashioned Victorian Christmas is being held tonight on the grounds of the Lieutenant Governor's office. They say there will be a scavenger hunt, horse-drawn wagon rides, and opportunities to get your picture taken with Santa Claus. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
The Black Friday Monster Sale is on now at Extreme Hockey and Sport. Composite hockey sticks starting at just $50. Select skates up to 50% off. Gloves, protection, and helmets up to 40% off. Huge savings on Yeti. Baseball gear is 25 to 45% off, and goalie pads, blockers, and gloves starting at 25 and up to 40% off. Plus, all apparel is 25 to 40% off. It's the Monster Sale you can't afford to miss. Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, conveniently located at the Cooperator Center and online at extremehockey.net.
For 40 years, the team from Line-X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line-X Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Now your evening agribusiness report for McDougall Auctioneers, where you're guaranteed the best buying and selling experience, McDougallAuction.com. A livestock producer from Bracken, Saskatchewan won a stock dog competition at Canadian Western Agribition. Clint Christensen says it was his very first time entering the competition.
I've done it a couple times before I come, but it's a stock dog competition, but you can use your horse too. So it's just something we use at home all the time, and I've always kind of wanted to come. So I had a nice dog, and I thought I would come try it. So I've watched it for years and stuff, and just thought it would be fun to come try and do it at Agribition.
So now that you've done it, are you going to try again next year?
Oh, probably a little bit of a hook set, yeah. It was fun. It's just fun to come.
So in terms of what you do in the competition, can you just describe what it is?
So they have a designated pattern that you would follow, which is a series of panels and barrels, and you have to put them through specific maneuvers, and you get points for all the cattle you get through and a time limit with it too. So it was a lot harder than I thought it would be, and you always think you're good at home till you come to town, and then you find out it doesn't maybe work quite as easily as you thought it would. So,
was it a big field of competitors?
I guess there was 20 in the horseback. Yeah, so it was, there was quite a few people, but it was good.
So in terms of your dog June, you probably worked with her out at the farm for quite a while, kind of leading up to the competition, I guess?
Yeah, my wife gave her to me for a birthday present, so I've had her since a puppy, and she's about 3.5 years old, and we work sheep. My wife has some sheep, and we use her on the ranch with the cattle and stuff too. So yeah, it's something I enjoy doing. It's just a pastime, and a fun pastime, and a good tool.
That's Clint Christensen, who farms in the Bracken, Saskatchewan area, south of Gull Lake and close to the U.S. border. Again, he won a stock dog competition at Canadian Western Agribition. And that's the Agribusiness Report. You can catch Sask Ag Today with me right after the noon news each weekday here on 620 CKRM.
Now from the Harvard Media Sports Cage, here is your 620 CKRM Sports. We'll have Regina Pats hockey from Portland this evening here on 620 CKRM as the regiment tries to get their first win of their U.S. trip. Pre-game show is at 4:30 and the puck drop is just after 5. There's 10 other games in the WHL tonight, including Medicine Hat in Saskatoon, Moose Jaw in Lethbridge, PA is at Brandon, and Everett hosts Swift Current. A busy night in the SJHL with 5 games on the ice. Those include Humboldt and Estevan, Nipawin is at Melfort, Weyburn heads up to LaRange, and the Battlefords host Melville. The best of 3 finals get underway today in Canada's Olympic curling trials in Halifax. Rachel Homan's Ottawa team takes on the hometown favorite, skipped by Christina Black in the women's final. Matt Dunstone's Winnipeg rink meets the Brad Jacobs foursome from Calgary in the men's final. The second games are tomorrow, and the third games, if necessary, are Sunday. The winners represent Canada in February's Olympic Games. The NHL resumes after an American Thanksgiving break with 15 games starting this afternoon. Nathan McKinnon and the Colorado Avalanche seek an 11th straight win, but their Minnesota Wild opponent has a streak of their own, going with 6 straight victories. 6 of 7 Canadian clubs are in action. Ottawa Senators captain Brady Tkachuk is set to return 6 weeks after a thumb injury and surgery. The Senators are in St. Louis to face the Blues. That was your 620 CKRM Sports.
Brought to you by Line-X Regina, Serious Protection, Killer Lux, 1865 McCarra Street.
Varying amounts of cloudiness, though the fog becomes more patchy. It will roll back in spots overnight, becoming dense, but there's a lot more cloud cover in general. Not just the low cloudiness, but a thicker overcast setting up through the night as well. Temperature around -12, still a generally light wind. It starts to pick up just a little bit toward morning into the 10 to 20 range. Some flurries become possible through the day on Friday. Should be very minor amounts. Our high near -6. Snow picks up a bit for Friday night. Could pick up a centimeter or two, in fact, from accumulating snow. Still very light, down to -13, but then barely moving on Saturday, holding or slowly falling from an early high near -11 back down into the mid-minus teens. Could go as low as -18 overnight Saturday night, setting us up for a mostly sunny, drier day on Sunday, though, with a high near -12, and sunshine mixing with some increasing cloudiness on Monday, the high -10. With your 620 CKRM weather forecast, I'm Precision Weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Here at Agribition, floating around, talking to people, having fun. Sports Cage. We're only here for another roughly 20 minutes. Then we're going to hand it over to Dante DeCaria, who's in Portland, Oregon, close to Bandon Dunes. Not 3 hours away. That's taking on the Winterhawks tonight. It's Black Friday in the United States, so hockey galore. There's football going on. A little update for you. They're back. They're in the second period of play right now. Calgary Flames and the Florida Panthers tied 2-2. If you missed us talking to Eric Francis, our NHL insider, earlier, you can go back and listen to that in podcast form or watch it on YouTube as he walked on a beach, really rubbing it in. Canucks and Sharks are tied 1-1. The Canadiens are now up 2-0 on the Golden Knights. Don Hewitt's boys. Little afternoon hockey in the desert. And then the football game. Jeez, what a weird week for football. Thanksgiving and then today. Chicago's up 10-9 on the Eagles. 2:20 left in the third quarter. Colson's got things going back at the shop. Curtis is over here working hard and playing games on his phone. We're having a blast down here at Agribition, and we want to say thanks again to Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers. They're 113 at the International Trade Center. Why should you go talk to Ritchie Brothers? Well, they have the power of a global marketplace with personalized local support. Get this, if you didn't hear, they have over 1,300 agriculture lots to bid. So you're ready for spring 2026, 1,300. The big Saskatoon sales coming up. They can brief you on that. And then if you got land to sell, visit them as well. They're at 113 at the International Trade Center here at Agribition. That's on the other side of things. You got to go by the bar and all that. If you're walking in, just come by. I'll take you over there later. I'll maybe stop for a pint or visit RitchieBrothersAuctions.com. Thanks to the Prairieland Rentals text line, Prairieland Rentals, 600 Albert Street, where you get to deal with the owner. People are excited about the senior hockey that I gave a drop for. Senior Hockey Report is coming back next week here on the Sports Cage. Because we're local, we're the home of local sports. We know where we are. We're Sasky. You got to talk senior hockey in the winter when you're in Sasky, that's for sure. The Rider news today, another stud university football player from Canada. They signed offensive lineman Eric Anderson today. He was at Western. Strong senior season. He won the top lineman in Canadian university football. So then you got Hundaby signing this week. You got Daniel Weeb signing this week. And now Eric Anderson. Things are looking good for the Riders. We're going to talk to Farhan Lalji here in a bit. We're talking a lot about football, NFL, and CFL. Pick his brain on a few things. Did he hear anything on the Toronto Corey Mace thing? Is someone getting fined? Is there tampering going on? He's standing by. Let's go out right now. Colson, let's talk to Farhan Lalji.
It's time to get the inside story. TSN's Farhan Lalji on Sports Cage is brought to you by the Cooperators. Time to get financially fit? Cooperators can build a plan that works for you. Cooperators, investing in your future together.
Okay, it is our weekly check-in with Farhan Lalji. Where are you? That looks like some sort of state of college game. What are you at?
I'm at a high school football game in Fort Worth, Texas. So I was here for the Cowboy game last night, and a friend of mine coaches at a high school down here, a 5A undefeated team, and they're in the state semifinal game tonight. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I take the later flight, come watch the first half of your game? His games, they don't have like TV timeouts. I mean, they do have media timeouts, but not like NFL level, but they throw so much and score so many points. Their games have taken as long as 4 hours. So even though the game starts at 3 local and we're on the same time zone as you, I'll probably leave at 5 o'clock, which will be halftime. This team has put up 70 points 3 times this year. So it should be a lot of fun.
I tell people, like especially Sasky, you know, right? It's such a football hotbed. I'm like, you got to take in a high school game, and you're at a semifinal. Like, that's going to be unreal.
And see right behind me, you can see way there. That's the field house because there's an indoor practice facility here. The stadium that you're seeing on that side, see the press box there? It's like that on both sides. So this will be full. It'll be fun. I did one of these games 2 years ago when I was down here covering a Cowboy game in December, a state semi game. And, with some 6A powers, including the number 1 ranked team in the nation at that time. And, 20,000 people at the game. And it was just awesome. It is I know we think football's big in Sask, especially after this year's Grey Cup, Vanier Cup, CJFL cycle, but this is it.
Okay, you're at Kansas City and Dallas. Are the Cowboys for real? What and is Kansas City not for real? What do you make of this?
I think the Cowboys are for real, right? Because Dak Prescott has shown all season long he can put up points against anybody. And when you balance the receiving core the way they did this year by adding George Pickens alongside of CeeDee Lamb, there are so many weapons. It opens up the run game. It opens up Jake Ferguson. The offensive line all of a sudden has become a little more physical because of, how tentative teams have to play. So, Dak is the highest paid quarterback in the league, but nobody ever views him as like literally a top 10 quarterback. Certainly never in the top 5 conversation. But you might have to start putting him in that this year. And now the defense, after they acquired Quinnen Williams, like the Micah Parsons trade was a flop, but getting Quinnen Williams has certainly made this defense significantly better. And they're starting to believe. Brian Schottenheimer rode out some tough waves. They went through that bye. Now they've won 3 straight, including wins against Philly and Kansas City. Yeah, the Cowboys are for real. They could get, they may not get into the playoffs just given the way things are shaping up in the NFC. But if they get in the playoffs, they're a team you don't want to play.
Who's in bigger trouble here, Baltimore or Kansas City?
Kansas City. And I say that because Baltimore's in a terrible division, right? Like they're only a game out now, right? Pittsburgh could lose on Sunday, and all of a sudden Baltimore's still tied despite their performance last night. So, whereas you look at Kansas City, there's no way they're catching Denver at this stage. And when you look at their schedule, they've got the Chargers, they've got the Texans, they've got the Broncos. Now those games are going to be at home, and then they play Vegas and somebody else down the stretch, which will be on the road. I think Tennessee, which will be easier games. But can they win all these home games against toughies? Because coming into yesterday, you thought Kansas City maybe could lose one more game, but it couldn't be that game because of the schedule. Now they've lost it. Like they're literally going to have to win out. Maybe one more loss, and a lot of favorable math. But I don't think so if they don't win out.
Okay, I like this Bears-Eagle matchup tonight. We got a little Friday NFL football. But what game this weekend? Is that the game? Or I like the Bills-Steelers. I'm intrigued on that one too, Sunday.
Yeah, I think that was the one for me, the Bills and the Steelers, because I'm trying to see what the Bills are, right? And I've always kind of felt they were a little bit, overrated, because as much as I think of Josh Allen, I just don't think that the receivers are good enough. I don't think he's got separators there. I think he's having to wait longer to get guys open, and it's exposing the offensive line a little bit. And the defense had holes coming into the year. Now they're banged up along with their holes. So, and then it doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers is going to play, or he's kind of questionable this week. So what happens there in that game? Because it's an important game for Pittsburgh. They've been so up and down. I'm not a real believer in them. So one of those teams has got to step up. But could you imagine a scenario, Barney, where the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens all miss the playoffs?
Yeah, I don't think you could put that a little parlay on that back in September. But if you could,
look, coming into the year, I always felt like the NFC was so average. Yes, Philly won the Super Bowl last year, but who in the NFC is real? San Francisco's always hurt, and what's going to happen with Matthew Stafford coming into the year? I had so many questions around the NFC thinking the AFC was where the juggernauts were again. And here we are. The NFC clearly has more contending teams, led by the Rams, who, for my money, are the best team in football.
I was talking to a guy at lunch today, and a table full of guys, and I'm like, I feel this year is probably the biggest crapshoot for the NFL. It's like, who's going to be in the Super Bowl? You could go 10 teams deep, and you look at some of the future odds. It's really attractive if you like to sprinkle. Okay, I want to shift. Let's shift to CFL. And I asked a bunch of guys this week. Do you have anything? Was Corey Mace actually contacted? Did anyone from the Argos contact him, or what do you know about this story?
I don't think anybody contacted him directly. I don't think the Argos are that brazen, but I do think there were some, tires kicked with people who knew Corey to try to get a sense of whether or not he would have any interest, any inclination at all before they asked for permission, right? Like, they didn't want to waste a bunch of people's times. Now, look, there's one way to do things, and that's the right way. And the league rules say you can't even have indirect contact. So was there some informal, low-level, back-channel indirect contact? Sounds like there was, but I don't think anybody contacted Corey Mace directly. I don't think any of these even indirect conversations were extended. I think it was like, quick call, nope, okay, bye. Kind of like that. So,
but will that still be investigated?
For sure it will. Yeah, for sure. And it could be finable, right? Like there's no doubt. But, at the end of the day, everything in Saskatchewan is magnified, especially after you win a Grey Cup. So, great. But big picture, not a lot to see here.
Who's going to coach in Toronto, do you think?
I don't know. I really don't. Right now, like the four candidates that got interviewed last week, Rick Campbell, Mike Miller, Pete Costanza, Kevin Iben, none of them have heard anything. Right. So, I know there was a lot of interest in Rick Campbell because he's been a head coach before and he's been through a difficult situation with a nomadic team, because there was a 6-week period in Ottawa when he was the head coach there where they had the Women's World Cup and they were displaced for about 6 weeks, not just for home games, but home games they got to play, but their practice facilities. And it was awkward and difficult. So I know that he's been through that and that helps. I think Mike Miller is also right there. And I think the relationship with Chad Kelly also helps. But Costanza and Ivan are going to get consideration. I think they've got really good leadership qualities. But, I don't know if there's a mystery candidate. There was so much smoke around Ken Austin, but I don't think those conversations have happened at all. Do they want to wait until Auburn season ends to have those conversations? Do they really want to go down that road and recycle that? I don't know. So, it's Rick Campbell and 3 potential first-timers as I see it right now, unless there's some mystery candidate out there. Chris Jones has great relationships with John Murphy and Pinball Clemens, but I just can't see MLSC wanting to touch that situation.
Farhan Lalji.
At least not as head coach.
Farhan's joining us from a Texas high school game here for the Cooperators. I might be asking you this question every week now for the next little bit. Free agents across the league, which ones jump out at you? Which ones do you think are key?
Dude, I've been doing NFL for the last few days. Give me a minute. But 70% of the league is free agents, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a long list. It's so hard to overthink it right now. And every team's got different needs, right? Like if you are Edmonton, you need receiving help, right? Like you need guys that can be yak guys or contested guys. So you go after a Keon Hatcher.
That's what I was just going to ask you.
Right. So those things are out, those things are out there, but there's different value attached to different free agents. So for me, I want to wait until late December, till Christmas, because a lot of these guys are going to get signed before then. And then when that happens and we can whittle that list down to 100, now let's look at it a little more seriously.
How much is Hatcher, do you think, worth right now?
$250. And is it him or is it Tyson Philpott that's the highest paid receiver? Because Tyson's a Canadian, but, the Philpotts also have the injury histories attached. So, but yeah, I think Keon Hatcher's a $250,000 player.
If we're playing Stratomatic CFL football, how much is Dante Myers worth?
Good question, because, Myers is a ceiling. And look, if you're Saskatchewan, you got 4 receivers that you got to get figured out, including Sam Emelis, including Kean Schaefer-Baker, including Myers and Johnson, right? And so I don't see a world where they get all 4 of those guys signed, and Saskatchewan can live with that because they had 9 receivers that meaningfully contributed this year. No one's as deep as they are. So they're going to have to part with one of those guys. But, I think Myers, having done it for 1 year at a high level, I don't know that he commands much over 2. or around 2, right? But like he and Johnson are probably in that discussion, right? Like big-bodied physical players who are still young and ascending.
All right, they're warming up behind you, man. That's going to be super cool. A state semifinal game. That's a good watch. Enjoy.
There's 12 classifications here. Like they go up to 6A, but each A has a Division 1 and Division 2. So like there's 1,400 high schools that play football down here. It's wild.
It's so cool. All right, we'll chat with you next week.
Take care, buddy.
Right on. There's Farhan Lalji from TSN joining us.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Go Sports Ticker time. Hour 3, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors in Regina. Made in Western Canada for Western Canada, Steelcraft Doors. If you need a garage door, they got a 40,000 square foot facility. It's unreal in Regina. Steelcraft Doors. Okay. Riders made a signing. Eric Anderson, offensive lineman, 6'6", 314, out of Western University. He won the top lineman in Canadian University football this year. He signed, so add that to Seth Hundeby, add that to Daniel Weeb. It's a good week of signing young talent for the Riders. Western Hockey League, Regina Pats right here. In about 6 minutes' time, we're going to hand it over. Pregame show taking on Portland, who's 4th in the West. Other Saskatchewan teams in action, Prince Albert's and Brandon. Medicine Hat is in Saskatoon to take on the Blades. Moose Jaw's in Lethbridge, and Swift Current continues their U.S. swing in Everett. SJ time. What a game in Flin Flon tonight. Black Friday special up in Flin Flon. 7:30, Kindersley Clippers, Flin Flon Bombers, two of the best teams in the province going at it. Also, Humboldt Estevan. Larange welcomes Weyburn. Melville's and Battleford's Nipawin at Melfort. Prairie Junior Hockey League, the Regina Silver Foxes play host to Pilot Butte, 7:45. And AAA, Tisdale welcomes Estevan. Saskatoon Blazers are in Yorkton. Olympic Curling Trials. Rachel Holman beat Christina Black 5-4 in Game 1. Game 2 goes tomorrow. Rachel Holman could punch her ticket to Italy and the Olympics. The men starting at 5:30. Game 1, Brad Jacobs, Maddie Dunstone. Sit on your recliner in your rumpus room and watch that one tonight. Should be some good curling. Hockey, a lot of Canadian teams on the ice right now. Let's go to Flames are up 3-2 on the Panthers. 11:29 left in the second period. It's the Canucks up 2-1 on the Sharks. Senators and Blues still tied 1-1. Canadians 2-0 on top of the Golden Knights. Toronto Maple Leafs up 1-0 on the Caps. That is halfway through the first period of play. Jets and Hurricanes are scoreless. NFL football, 17-9. Chicago Bears leading the Eagles, 11:22 to play in the fourth quarter. That's your sports ticker. 4. Regina Steelcraft Doors. That's it. Curtis, thanks so much. Colson, thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in today. If you missed any of it, go to a podcast or YouTube and pick it up. Tegan is back on Monday. I'm back on Tuesday. It's been a blast at Agribition. We'll talk to you next week.
Proven by countless farmers, 900 Series fence sprayers set the standard for your crops, and it's available at Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Featuring 370 horsepower, 132-foot boom, 1,580-gallon tank, smart drive 4-wheel steering, and Liquid Logic recirculating boom, the 900 Series fence sprayers are backed by a 3-year, 2,000-hour Gold Star warranty. Leaders drive Fendt. To learn more about making your crops successful, visit Nick's Service today. nicksservice.com.
Lots of people out there are worried that they're running out of time. Hi, I'm Brian Golly. The average 50-year-old has roughly 15 years left